Hey, everybody. Ooh, I'm a little bit dark here. Turn up some lights real quick. Sorry. I hope everybody had a wonderful Christmas and a happy, healthy start to the new year. You didn't go out and you weren't too much of a bad boy or girl and overdo it. What light am I looking for here? Let's go a little more with the overhead. That's a little bit better. Okay. All right. I hope everybody can hear me. Looks like it's working. All right. So, got a little wine this time. It's real wine. It's not a wine cooler like I had last time, but nice little sweet red, like my sweets. And just wanted to do I always say quick, but they last 2 hours. Let's try to keep this one under an hour or an hour, but do a quick-ish live stream. And just say goodbye to everybody and let you know I am calling it quits totally on YouTube. So that's just a joke. So stop celebrating. Those of you that were going, hoorah, hoorah, finally, bravo, he's leaving us. No, I'm not. But what brings me to that is... Sorry, hit the button. Let me get rid of that so I can't hit it again. There we go. Can't hit that again. So, if you recall, the last live stream I did for just before Christmas, I did say that I am contemplating what I'm going to do on YouTube. I do enjoy doing it less. I will say I do enjoy doing it less. Just because of the type of content that I do. Everybody does it. So there is just there's no spark or anything really to drive me. So I do enjoy doing these live streams, interacting with everybody in the chat. So what I really was doing is just sit back and think, what do I really want to do on YouTube? How do I want to do this to where I fully enjoy it? Because really, the drone market itself, by itself, it's oversaturated. Everybody and their brother is doing drones on their channel. And then my next thing that I went to was EVs. I got the one wheel unicycle, and I got the e-bike, and that seems to be also the other route that YouTubers that do drones also go into. You're going to see Chad himself jumping into the e-bikes. He just got him an e-bike, so he'll be doing that. And Chad and I are kind of not incorporated, but I mean we're connected, the two of us. I mean, been with Chad since he didn't really have much content, much of a channel at all when we first met. And now he's grown to be quite the nice channel, does incredible editing and all that. But again, we're doing all the same kind of content. We both do drone mask. We both do the same ND filter for Freewell. We do the drones. The only thing that sets us apart is I do some of my how-tos, which I have not done in a while, and then he does his how-to editing stuff. I do how-to repair stuff. But not just using him as an example, it's the same with so many channels, especially in the community that we are all familiar with. It's just way too much drones, way too many live streams on just drones. So that's why I don't make my live streams on hot topics of drones and all that, because I feel like it's really oversaturated. So again, back to where I was like contemplating and thinking. I definitely wanted to continue with the live streams, and then occasionally I was just going to whoever I reached out to get a product that I really wanted. I was going to pay my dues and do my review for that product, and that got me to thinking, let's just really sit back and think what you really want to do. So what do I really want to do? What do I want to bring into 2023? That will be what we talk about tonight. So first off, let's just go on and let's check and see who all is here. 27 people in the house. Thank you all for popping in here. And see, this is another reason why I want to do live streams. I enjoy doing these live streams. I haven't done one since before Christmas. I have not put this out into every group. The only way you've known I'm doing a live stream is if you've hit that bell, which I know several did because you're here before I put it on my own profile on Facebook. So the only other way you really know I'm doing a live stream is if you are friends with me on Facebook and saw me post it, or you're in my group and saw me post it. But 27, now 31 people in here. This is why I like doing the live streams, and this is why I'm definitely going to stick with doing live streams. There was never a question of me quitting doing live streams. And I would really like to do more of a regular weekly type live stream. So I'll do my best to try to be, just like when I was doing the giveaways before Christmas, be more into doing that. But let's do a roll call real quick here. And there was a few that were here in the beginning, but I can't get all those comments unless I actually go into the YouTube window. I'm in the StreamYard window. They drop off as soon as I start. If you made a comment before the live, it drops off in this window. But I am sorry, I'm not going to pronounce this person's name, but it starts with a U, and his last name starts with an R. I am very sorry, but you have a very hard name. I don't know. I'm sorry. So thank you for joining into the live chat. You are definitely a newbie on my channel, unless you are somebody who just changed your name. Yes, Joey, or Joe. I always call you Joey Powers. I knew a Joey Powers growing up. I grew up with a Joey Powers. He lived on my street. So I don't know if you go by Joey, if some people call you Joey, but don't be upset when I call you Joey. It's just habit. But Joe Powers, yes, it's it's Art's birthday from Artco Drone. I saw he was doing a birthday show, so happy birthday to you, Art, at Artco Drone. And we have Eric Lipinski in here. Armin is in here. And we have Marcel Dimmers in here. We have Gene Fox. We have Dave D. And Bedford County aerial views. That is Chad. And he lives like right down the highway from me. We have Guido, we have the Dudleys, and Mountain Drone Solutions. I told you that's what I'm sticking with, Mountain Drone Solutions. It's M&T Drone Solutions, but we're going to go with Mountain Drone Solutions. Eric Lipinski, how are you doing? And Kingpin and Donata 1809, just kicking it in the house. Corey, David Hill, I think I already said you, David Reynolds, and Tommy Vance, Robert Kilpatrick. I went to school with a couple Kilpatricks long ago. Naz Jamal and Jeff. Chad B popped in, and that's everybody. So let me just get right into, let me have a sip here. That's a sweet, good wine. I think it's Barefoot wine. None of the expensive stuff here. Senator Perry, welcome. Jeffy or Jeffy FPV, And Johnny, welcome. All right, so Joel Shepard, welcome. Patrick, welcome. First off, I trust everybody got their giveaways. Some of you, it was gifts that we did. I'm pretty sure everybody got them. Patrick, you got a $50 gift card. Joel, I saw you got your hat. Chad got a hat just because he's Chad. And there was other ones of you that got the gifts from that show, for that live stream. But I imagine everybody has received their stuff. The hats were the very last thing to go out, and then the drone mask too would probably have been a later one, since it came directly from them to the winner of that. But that was fun doing all those giveaways. It was quite a bit of giveaways. It was like 15 different giveaways throughout the month of November and portion of December. So that was really nice. And the last live stream I did, that was a fun live stream. $100 super chat, epic super chat. That $100 super chat got him a hat. But it was so unexpected. I would have never ever expected to ever see $100 super chat pop up on my screen. That was amazing. So I sent him a hat as well. So if you were here, you saw that. But anyhow, let's just get into where was I going to go next? I said about everybody getting their gifts. So I was just going to go ahead and get into what I want to do for 2023. And I can't promise you this. I might just go right back into my lull and just kind of ride and jump in whenever I feel like it with a live stream or a review here and there. I'm hoping to get more motivated and try to make myself a different channel than a lot of all these others. Like I said in the very beginning, Chad B and I, our channels are almost mirroring each other with the things we do, and him now getting into e-bikes. That's the direction I've been wanting to get into, and started with my first e-bike and spring, pick back up on that. Nothing wrong with that, but it's the common thing that everybody tends to do from drones, is jump in with the e-bikes mixed in with the drones and so forth. I need to, number one, I need to start doing more of the repairs that I'm actually doing. So when somebody sends me their drone, I naturally always want to think, okay, let's set up studio stuff here, get a camera going, mic going, and do the whole tutorial. That makes a repair go so long, especially when you're doing it at the same time as troubleshooting. That's usually how I would do it. Some of them I would do it while I'm troubleshooting and then cut out all the troubleshooting parts and show you exactly how to just get straight to it and fix the problem. So I need to do more of that, but believe it or not, those just are a complete pain in the ass to do. Those are not fun videos to do at all, especially when you're trying to get into the little micro soldering and, or for you guys over in the UK, soldering. It's no fun to do when you have a camera right about this high and then the drone down just shortly under it, and the light and everything is like right here, and I'm working like this when I'm doing those videos, and it makes it very hard. So they're not easy to do, but that's what I need to get more into. So more of the how to repair your shit is what I need to get back to. But aside from that, the one thing I can say, and I don't want to say this, I redid my channel a little bit today. I did a new header, and I put in my picture instead of the logo that I had there, and the swearing. I just said shit. I didn't say the F word. So I put in the description something about tech. Everybody uses the word tech. Everybody's a tech channel. They like tech, but I'm one that I can back tech up because I can dive into the workings of tech and I can fix tech. I can program some tech. I can do a lot of things that are more in-depth tech. So that's what I want to get back into. I want to get more into getting the tech, but also when there is an issue with it, bring the QC out, the quality control, call out the bullshit from some of these companies when they're selling products with known problems. And if I can find a solution, then share that solution and help everybody out, because we all know how companies are. They'll sell a product knowing that there's an issue with it, and they'll act like they are completely unaware of this issue. They'll act like it just does not exist. And then often it's somebody that comes along and they dive deeper into the product that they own that has this problem. And like I've done a zillion times with Hubsan, I did it with the gimbal dampers on the Autel Nano, the sticky dampers, just simple fix solution for those. People sent me those to fix for them. Those are the type of things I really enjoy doing. The problem is you ruffle a lot of feathers along the way. You burn bridges along the way. So that makes future content even harder to get. And then you also hurt people's feelings that are huge fanboys. So that's tough. That's tough. But those are the things that I'm known for. That's how I've always been in the beginning, nailing Hubsan, nailing all these companies, these drone companies with their problems and calling them out. And so many things I gave solutions to. Nobody knew about a FIMI IMU calibration. It was a hidden calibration. I'm the one, my video was the first and only video to expose that. I worked with customer service and I got a solution, and then I made it a big enough deal to where they had so many people swarming them that they had to start unlocking this IMU calibration that was basically hidden and locked within the app. So that and shutting down Autel's customer service for 2 days. It was all that kind of stuff. So if you guys have been following me, you were along for like that ride with Autel. I literally shut down their customer service phone line. They were swarmed with calls and just shut it down, completely shut it down. So there was things that were they were caught with on those releases, and I was screaming loud and clear on that stuff, and a lot of people listened, a lot of people swarmed them, and that's how you get things done. Things got fixed, and I'm not taking all the credit for that. Everybody that watches and interacts is what makes all that possible, getting some results out of these companies. But it's that type of stuff that I want to get back into, but I'm definitely going to be doing more, and I'll always incorporate drone shots and stuff like that. I might not be mentioning the drone in these videos, but I'll be doing more with my e-bike in hopes to get more e-bikes from other companies. And now this is a $3,000 e-bike, which is actually a little on the cheaper side for e-bikes. But I want to also get into just let's see what you're going to get if you go and buy one of Walmart's e-bikes, or if you buy a affordable one on Amazon. I have no problem with buying these things, doing a review and returning them, and those are the type of companies that will just take the return. So that's the type of thing. If I don't get companies to send them to these lower budget ones to me, I'll just go out and buy them and return them. So give you comparisons on what more of a high dollar e-bike is versus a budget friendly one, where most people are going to say, this is only $500 or $300. It's just an e-bike. I'll get this. Well, you'll probably see a difference. And then those are the type of things I hope to show you with e-bikes anyhow. I was so lucky to get this unicycle. Some of you may have not seen this. Everybody was predicting that Chris would break a hip, that I'm too old for a unicycle. I will have you know that I can ride it without falling off of it now. I'm not great on it. I'm still very wobbly. I'm like this when I ride it. It's kind of comical to watch. You have to focus on a lot of things. You don't look down, you look ahead. And then that's the one problem I have, is I always want to look down. As soon as I look down, I start getting a little wobbly. Kind of like if you're standing on the edge of a cliff, don't look down, just look ahead and you'll be okay. Hello, Akira Show. Want to do more with that, obviously. Just wintertime is not the time of year to use that. So I haven't even done my review on it. I just was learning how to ride it, and I recorded some of that stuff, so you will get to see my bumps in the road. But I want to get more into all this EV stuff and other tech. So the other tech that I want to get into, you really can't see it right here. It's plugged in, so I can't pull it too far. But right here, this is a laser printer, or not a laser printer, laser engraver. And like here, I did my holiday tags for the gifts that I purchased and wrapped. I did these laser etched or engraved. I'm right now currently begging companies. That's what you have to do, beg companies to send you a product. So I'm not just going around to anybody who will send me a laser engraver. I am picking brands that I've done my research on and that I really would like to get products from that I feel like I could stand behind. So this one right here is Ortur, however you say it, ORTUR. Yeah, Robbie, TDR drones and e-bikes, yes, that's a typical one right there, just like Drone Worship. Just go all into e-bikes and scooters or things like that. But yeah, he does know a lot about them. I have my different feelings about TDR drones and reviews. You don't really get a whole lot of information out of Brian. He just doesn't. I don't know. He's just sharing the experience. So that's fine. That's fine. He's just not my type of reviewer. I can't sit there and watch him and really get anything out of him. Yeah, it's a good e-bike. It's a piece of crap e-bike. Yeah, you don't want to buy it. It's junk. Well, why is it junk? You don't get told why it's junk. So I'm not a big fan of Brian's type of reviews. He's kind of the angry old reviewer when it comes to drones or e-bikes or anything like that. But he does know a lot about e-bikes. He certainly has received a lot of them, purchased them, I think is what he says. I don't know. He claims a lot of stuff. He purchases everything. Nothing is sent to him, but I would imagine by now people are sending him the products. But anyhow, off track. I'm reaching out and getting these laser engravers. Hopefully I will get at least one, but I would like to get a couple different ones. There's one I'm very excited about that I'm really hoping to get. So I've nagged at them a little bit, but all this stuff comes from China. China's starting into their holiday right now, so there's going to be a little delay in that to see exactly where I'm going to get, what kind of results I'm going to get out of that. But I want the laser engravers and I want laser cutters. Some of these things can get into a 3/4 inch piece of plywood and cut through it. Now these are high dollar and I really have no need for something like that. But getting stuff like that, it appeals more towards the tech, because you do have to have a little bit of a tech skill in you to work with these type of tools, to really get creative with them. But I want to continue to get the audience that is on the hobbyist or somebody who is something like that will generate a little bit of income for you, show you ways to use a tumbler and engrave your YouTube channel or your little side business or just anything, make them personal for other people and put that on a website, and you make money selling these. It's amazing what these things can do. I mean, they etch on everything now. And people do, like one of my subscribers sent me the Slate coasters with QC Guy on it and a drone. So you can engrave that. You can engrave all different types of metals. You can engrave plastic, and that leads me to anybody that wants to personalize the top of their drone. You can actually put a light etching into it, kind of like what EXO does. EXO has their EXO drone more etched into the surface of the hood, if you will, the top of their drone versus sticker or something like that. You just do it very faintly, but it's very easy to see because it's a tone difference in the shell. So those are the type of things I want to get into. So that and some other things I'm not mentioning yet because they're just pipe dreams or ideas, but I want to keep it to where it's more towards the hobbyist, more towards the type of person that says, hey, I'd like to buy one of these and I can make a little bit of side money on this. I can open a little Etsy store or blah, blah, blah. That's the whole thing. When you're doing a YouTube channel, you can't separate out of things too far. You can't separate from the drones too far because a majority of my audience is all drone. If I go jump into strictly e-bikes, it's going to be a long, dry run trying to bring in those e-bike viewers, but at the same time, you're going to drop off and lose those drone viewers. So I want to keep all my viewers that I have and incorporate these other things. So you have to do that smartly. So if I'm doing a review with my e-bike, naturally I want to bring in my Skydio and show some really cool tracking features and things like that with the Skydio. Anybody that's into drones might not be interested in this e-bike or any e-bikes whatsoever, but it was shot with a drone because you're seeing the cool ways it's maneuvering around and over and under trees, and you're going to want to watch that video. And naturally, when I put out content, I want you to watch that video. There is nothing more disappointing than when you put out a video and it sits there at 250 views forever. I'm happy when I hit 1,000 views on a video, and then I'm fine. I don't even go back and really ever check that video. Other people want to see 25,000, 100,000 views on a video. I'm just happy breaking 1,000. I'm not about view counts. I'm just about the poor video sitting there looking useless. So, which that's kind of leading me, and that just reminds me, like, I don't know if it's because of Christmas and a lot of people got drones or whatever, but all of a sudden not every old video, but so many of my old videos from Christmas till now, holy hell, have I been getting comments on these videos. These are old videos. I mean, some of them they'll comment something about the video and I'm like, I have to think to myself, I don't even remember saying that in this video or talking about that. But I kind of took that as a sign too that hey, your content's out there and people are watching it. So you need to keep doing this, but you need to figure out what you want to do. So that's what I did. I sat back, really thought about what I want to do, and I want to just get more into little side bits and pieces of stuff, not just e-bikes. And Chad, don't follow me into the engravers. That's something I'm doing. Chad and I need to segregate our channels to where we're not doing anything. I'm done with the Freewell stuff. I like the drone mask. Chad's not a big fan of the drone mask, so maybe he'll be done with the drone mask. So he can do Freewell. I'll do drone mask. Everybody's free to do their own stuff. But like I said, Chad and I are kind of, we do the live streams together where when I used to go to Virginia a lot, I was in a lot of videos on his channel, put him in videos on my channel. So, when you're close to somebody, you don't want to be mirroring your channels doing the same thing. So, and doing the same reviews and all that. So, but let me go in here in the chat real quick. I don't want to really make this a long live stream tonight. I just really wanted to say these are the type of things, because even, and I'll go back to Chad. Even Chad got it wrong. He messaged me and said, "So are you officially retired now?" Because I mentioned it before Christmas that what I was talking about doing, as far as possibly not doing this so much anymore. He completely took it the wrong way too. So other people had messaged me or comments in videos, are you giving it up, or I'm gonna miss you, stuff like that. I'm like, no, I did not say that. I didn't say I was quitting for sure. I didn't say I was quitting altogether. Hey, Gasket Mike, how you doing, buddy? There's another one that got a hat, and that was the generous donor of the live stream. Yeah, I didn't say altogether that I was quitting YouTube. I think I made it very clear that I was just kind of kicking it around on just cutting way back. And I made it clear that I still was definitely going to be doing live streams. So I really don't want to bore everybody with all that. I just kind of wanted to come out and do this live stream and just say, hey, stop it, nip it in the bud. I'm not quitting YouTube. I'm going to try to be more motivated in branching out and doing more than just drones, but still try to keep it in that type of area. It's very hard. Like I said, you want to keep your audience. You don't want to lose them. I don't want to jump straight into, let's talk about finances. Everybody's gone. Everybody's leaving. So you can't do that. So I'm going to go into the chat here and catch up with some of you guys. I really hope everybody had a nice Christmas, even if it was uneventful and you just kind of hung out amongst yourselves. Small family, large families. I hope everybody just had a very nice, blessed Christmas. You don't have to have a big gathering or do anything to have a nice Christmas. It's the reason for the season. That's all that matters. So you don't hear me get all religious on you, but there is a reason for the season. And if you're alone and not doing anything, that's something more to focus on. But nevertheless, I hope everybody had a very nice Christmas. And yes, you got the hat, Mike. I hope you like the hat. The hat, I liked yours a lot, actually. I think I want that color as well. That's the first one I've done or purchased as a navy blue. I'm pretty sure I got you the navy blue. Yeah, you were the navy blue. I really like the navy blue. So, but see, that's another one right there, buddy, where it's different. It's different in different countries. What e-bikes are, first off, obtainable. It's also different as to how much they cost. Anything I do that costs thousands of dollars, I feel like it's a waste of time to really even do that video. Nobody's going to purchase a $3,000 e-bike from me, I don't think, of my current audience. So I have to, if anybody is on the fence about buying an e-bike and I want to put out an e-bike video to where I actually want to encourage people to give this e-bike a shot, it's probably going to have to be more of a budget-friendly. I don't know how much that one costs, but it's going to probably have to be a little bit more of a budget-friendly type bike. And before anybody goes running, Robbie RC, I think you understood me, but before anybody goes running to Brian saying, oh, he's talking shit about you, Brian knows how I feel about him. I've called him the grumpy reviewer. His reviews really to me are just, hey, I'm putting this out here in front of you. I'm showing it to you. It's junk, but I need to know why it's junk. You don't tell me why it's junk. You don't show me why it's junk. That just could be your personal preference, things like that. So nobody needs to go run into Brian, please. Not that he'll confront me. He won't. But I'm just not into Brian at all. I really never have been. So, you're loving your hat. You've been wearing it to bed and in the shower. Well, let me know how long it holds up by doing that. And I'll use that as a point if I ever go to sell, if I ever print out a bunch or make a bunch of them, have a bunch of them embroidered and start selling them. Yes, you get it. You totally get it. He's just showing. He enjoys doing the YouTube thing and just showing you the product that he's doing, and can tell you it's good or bad, but really not really why. No tech. So, hello. I'm just gonna call you Ron Hal 9000, because I think I already let that cat out of the bag that your name is Ron. But hello to you. And let me just ask everybody that if I haven't lost you yet by rambling on here about the things that I want to do, that I plan to do, let me just ask everybody, what kind of are you interested in any type of EV stuff? Your one wheels, the unicycle that I got. That unicycle is pretty freaking badass, I have to say. It's a workout. It's really not something you just get on and you just ride. You just free ride and it's so easy. You get a workout. Your heart rate does go up. Your legs are getting a workout. It's kind of, if anybody is a snowboarder, I can tell you it's like snowboarding. Once I've gone down the hill on a snowboard 4 times, my legs get really sore and tired, and I cannot control or steer the snowboard anymore, and I call it quits for the day, or at least for 4 or 5 beers, and then I go back at it. But this is the same type of thing. You get tired with the legs, and it's really hard to steer after you get tired with the legs, or you get that death wobble. You don't want the death wobble. I got the death wobble at about 20 miles per hour, and it's a little bit scary, and you quickly slow it down. So that's been my top speed on it so far, 20 miles an hour. But is anybody kind of interested in any type of EV stuff? So that's what I want you to do. Anybody watching here, you don't have to say it now, but anybody watching here in the chat, and then anybody that comes along and watches this replay, just throw it in the comments. Throw it in the comments of the video. What type of EVs are you, and by EVs I mean electric vehicles, are you interested in? And just, that might, if enough people say one certain thing, that might be my next grab, try to get. And Blow Up Doll, that's actually the next live stream. That's my next guest on the live stream, Mike. What are they? A real doll. Yeah, I'm gonna get one of those real dolls, like 1,000 or 10,000, however much those things cost. I forgot the movie I was watching, but guy's wife died, and he had a real doll, and he'd push her around on a dolly, put her on the couch, and dress her up, and eat breakfast with her, and all that. What's his name from Everybody Loves Raymond was the man that did this, but she's my next guest, my love doll. So yeah, I won't disappoint, Mike. See, you spoke, and I listen. Yeah, my back is jacked too, buddy. I have a my lower back is a pain in the ass to to where sometimes it hurts to walk. It's more of a sciatica type thing. So there is exercises and stuff, and I always have a TENS unit handy where I put the little sticky pads on my back. And that's usually something I'll do in the morning if my back hurts, and I'll just sit here on the computer while I'm getting my electric shock therapy in my back. But it is hard on the back, and definitely not easy for the knees. So that would be hard for you too. But I think the e-bikes are going to be good if I do it the right way. If I do e-bikes to where I do show, hey, don't run out to Walmart. And I don't know yet. I know of some because of some coworkers that have purchased some from Walmart. These budget e-bikes can be a little bit scary. So I know enough to where I can make it informal to say, hey, here's a cheap one from Walmart, or here's a very easily accessed one from our Walmart that you can't afford. But show you that it's really not all it's cracked up to be. They've got bad gear noise, or they slip, or the batteries heat up or swell up. And that's the other thing you got to keep in mind with all these EVs, man. Charging those batteries can burn your house down. So where you charge them, how you charge them. I've always just put my stuff on concrete in a safe place. I've got this like outside area that's covered, but that's a good area. Nobody can get to it. It's all sealed off. But if something were to catch on fire there, it would just smoke out and burn out and be done. Unless it turned out to be something that burn 10 foot tall, then it would hit some wood and burn. But you have to be really careful with these because, I mean, just like cars, people getting the charging stations in their garages, and then you see these electric cars catch on fire, the batteries catch on fire and burn their houses down. So that's where you got to be very careful with these EVs and buy something, do research on it. Reviews will tell you a lot, not just reviews on YouTube. If you can find some good, honest reviews on YouTube, they're good too. But if you find a channel where everything they do is just positive, or like I was saying about Brian, this is junk, but don't tell me why. It's junk because it might catch on fire, but you don't tell me that in the video. Those are the type of things I want to point out to people and show you. So I can do a good comparison, hopefully, to where I'm going to lead you a little more towards a more expensive e-bike, affiliate or not. And there's usually a reason why things cost a little bit more, because you're buying from more of a reputable company and you're buying a product from a company who's done it right. So the one I have from Utopia, that's almost $3,000. That is actually turned out to be a very good e-bike, and they're fairly new in the game. But I do have some gripes and bitches about that. So when in the spring, when I put that up there, I'm going to put up all my complaints with it, as far as like a pros and cons in that video, and then hopefully from there I do it well enough to where other people might see it and send me some e-bikes, and constantly reaching out to other companies and just try to get more products. And hopefully some of those things will be e-bikes or one wheels, or more advanced unicycles as that advances, stuff like that, if I don't kill myself on that one. But that, and like I said, the laser engravers and laser cutters, I don't know that I'll ever get into 3D printing. 3D printing actually, until that thing gets, and they are getting a lot faster. They have them now to where they're really printing a hell of a lot faster. I forget what speeds I think they go by millimeters per minute or something like that, but they are a lot faster than what they used to be. But that's the biggest thing. It's like watching paint dry for me to 3D print stuff. And then how often do I really want to 3D print something when so many people are doing it, and I can just purchase it from somebody like Original Dobo, from his Etsy store. He covers things very well in the drone world. And then I've got people that I work with at 3D Print too that I can ask for or pay for them to make me stuff too. So I don't think I'll ever get into the 3D printers on my channel. They just kind of bore me. If that was something that somebody really wanted, maybe I would ask for one, do a review, and then do it as a giveaway. If enough people ask for that type of content, but I don't see anybody asking for that content whatsoever. They're kind of their own little thing. But this laser engraving, like I said, I did these gift cards on my packages for Christmas. I was Mr. Fancy Pants at Christmas. But I also buy these little wooden. It's not really balsa wood because it's a hard wood, but they take a laser etch really nicely, and I'll do my logo. I'll do it like kind of a business card type thing, and I've done a few of them where I work on somebody's drone and I just throw that in a package, and it's like a thank you for sending me your drone, trusting your drone in my hands type card that I send them with my logo on it. Just started kind of playing with that. You can buy different types of metals and things like that have different layers of colors underneath each. It's like several layers of colors of paint. So when you etch them, they give you different effects and colors. And if you etch a picture of somebody on them, they turn out really cool. You can do glass, like my mug here. I don't know if you can tell. Yeah, you can tell. Bishop McCourt is the school my kids went to. High school they went to, McCourt. See if you can see that better. Yeah, it's going to be blurry if I bring it up to you. But that's the same thing. It's etched. So those are the type of things I want to show. That's it. I'm not going to go on and ramble about it. So let me go into the chat again here and just say hey to anybody new that popped in and whatever you guys are talking about. Hello, Eddie Nunez. Yeah, one wheels, boosted boards, and then e-bikes. Eddie, your scooter, that's electric, isn't it? I mean, I know you've got like 2 or 3 different types of, like, I don't know, they look more like little mini bikes to 1 or 2 of them that I saw that you have. They look more like little mini bikes. I think those are electric, aren't they? You run around with. You got a couple cool ones, I remember. Then you had an accident with one. A car hit you with one. So they're all Super 73 bikes. Yeah, and they're electric. Okay. Yeah, I have seen those in other e-bike groups that I'm in. They have some people that are really creative in some of the modifications and things they do with all their electric bikes, but I have seen the Super 73 bikes. That seems to be a fairly popular one too, and up there in price. These things are expensive, especially in today's troubled times that we live in. The cost of batteries are outrageous. The battery for mine alone is $500. So if you need a new battery for that bike, the battery's $500. So they screwed up on mine in the packaging. The package had a hole in it, and the battery is in a separate box. And that battery, that box came out. So they sent my bike without a battery, and they shipped a new battery, and that was delayed and lost track of the tracking. It just died in Ohio. And so they sent another one, and then later on the other one showed up. So I've actually got $1,000 in 2 batteries. So when the time comes that I actually sell that e-bike, somebody's going to get a sweet bike, because I'm not going to sell it for $3,000. I'll sell it for like $2,500 with 2 batteries, or $2,000. I didn't pay for the bike. I'm not going to go full price on somebody, and I always just price things to sell and unload them. And then the other thing too with the drones that I'm going to have fun with, I am going to have a blast with remote ID. I am really going to test the waters on remote ID. There's some drones that I am just not updating. If they force me to update, then I'm stuck. I'm keeping DJIs pretty much legit, but there's others that I'm just leaving alone, and I'm going to test the waters of remote ID and just see how much FAA really gives a shit, because the stuff will be published. You do the same stuff though. Don't show yourself on the sticks. Try to make it hard in a court of law type thing. But if you guys know me well enough, you know that this whole remote ID thing is a whole bunch of bullshit for the hobbyist. You'll never get me to say it's a great thing or it's a good thing for the hobbyist. It is not. If you're out making money with your drones, sure, it's fine. Make sure that they have remote ID. Make it a separate little key tag or something that they have to put on their drone. Then none of us have to be forced to deal with it or try to avoid it. And many people, knowing my anti-FAA crap, I know a lot of people stand there with me in that, because knowing how I am, a lot of people message me whenever there's changes or something, and we have our little conversations in Messenger or text or emails or what have it. So it's a bad thing, guys. Remote ID is a bad thing unless you are a company. Like Amazon or all these that are mainly the reason why we're faced with this kind of shit. But that's a whole nother topic. I will devote multiple live streams to just talking about Part 107. I'm not down to anybody that has Part 107. You've sat with me here on this argument before, but I have a lot to say about Part 107s, and who should have it and who shouldn't have it. And it's so funny when you see people new into the drone world instantly thinking they have to get a Part 107, and then they study their ass off, and then they go and get this Part 107, and then they wonder, why in the hell do I have this Part 107? So many people think you have to have it. You do not have to have it. And the ones that do have it all of a sudden get that Barney Fife badge and they're one bullet, and have to preach everything to you. And so these are live streams I can deliver you to come, where I can sit here and talk about Part 107 and especially remote ID. Remote ID is 100% bullshit. Fuck you, FAA. There's my first F-bomb for dropping this kind of shit on those of us that are a hobbyist, and me, Mr. YouTuber, because you think this is a business, because I generate some income from YouTube, that I have a business and I have to get my Part 107 license. No, I don't. I won't. Kiss my ass. So, cheers to that. That's my story, and I'll always stick to it. Nothing is going to change. I mean, they can even bust my ass, and I'm not going to change the way I feel. I'll sit there and play stupid. Well, I don't know. I'm not quite sure what you were talking about. Nope, I didn't know that. Oh, that's good to know. That's all you got to do. But yeah, I mean, there are people that definitely have to have Part 107. So again, I have to make it clear, I am not downing anybody that's Part 107. If you're out doing real estate shoots and things like that, you're out making a regular income with it. The money I make is usually in the fall time with it, with drones. And I'm not going to get a Part 107 for somebody allowing me to fly over their private property, that I get to sign a waiver. And nowhere is it written of them paying me. That's something that you have a private conversation with and accept cash. Something that can't be traced, and let them know why you're don't be shady. Let them know why you're doing it that way. Let them know that the risk is all theirs for allowing you to fly over their private property, to shoot their farmland in the fall, which is what I do. their homes as they're being built along the way, stuff like that. So they just want to see their shit. That's all. They just want to see their shit. They're not going to say, "Oh, you're not Part 107," which they knew nothing about until I told them about it, and explain that's why you're signing this waiver. It's for the person that's doing it full time, all the time, out doing like I said, the real estate shoots and all that. It's ridiculous how many people are getting their Part 107. If you just want to do it as a challenge, I mean, there's other things you can do as a challenge. If you're that bored, but for some people, they do take things like that as a challenge and just say, "Hey, I just want to see if I can get it." I kind of think I'm sorry if anybody in here's done that. I kind of think that's stupid. Even if you're doing it for free, because the way you register your drones and everything changes after that, and you're supposed to, kind of follow a new code once you're a Part 107. They expect different things out of you, so I kind of think it's silly for somebody to just do it to do it. But I'll keep going on this. And now I'm going to go into the comments, and I'll see. Is something that's going to keep me stringing along on the FAA or Part 107, but I'll try to stay off of it. Some claim that if you post any video on YouTube, even a channel that isn't monetized, oops, I agree with that too. Even if the channel isn't monetized, you need 107. It's complete bullshit. I mean, no court will take it. A court will not take it. That's the other thing. The FAA has been told by the court, you need to bring really good proof before you bring something into court. So the things that they were attacking people for before aren't happening now. And if you believe that the people in the FAA are really sitting here on YouTube or on the computer or hiding in Facebook groups, they really aren't. They are not doing this. I know enough people on the FAA safety committee stuff. I know 2 people actually on they have their own safety committee group of people, and they're in the YouTube groups and stuff. But their job is not to report you. Their job is not to criticize you. Their job is just to educate you. They're just there to educate you. And I've seen this, and I know a couple people that are on their safety, I forget what they call it, but I call it a safety committee. And many of you know them too, one of them. But why do I keep clicking on yours? But I've had this conversation with both of them, and it's totally false that the FAA is on Facebook watching you on your YouTube channel. So anything you do on your YouTube channel, if you're sharing it to Facebook or something like that, that's usually how it gets found. It's some miserable son of a bitch in Facebook reporting you to the FAA. That is the only time the FAA acts on anything, is when it's a big public issue where you're flying over a stadium, airports, and things like that. Law enforcement's involved in all that, obviously FAA. But Joe Schmo on his channel just doing something, puts it in a Facebook group, pisses off some little Ken or Kevin, or I'm sorry to interfere or upset anybody with the name Ken or Kevin, but the male version of Karen, upsets that person, or they just have nothing better to do while they're sitting there on the computer with their pants around their ankles, watching other people with drones because they don't own a drone. They report you to the FAA. The FAA has to act at that point when people start reporting. They at least have to look into it. So then they might find, oop, there's the person behind the sticks. Oop, there's the person actually really breaking the law. Oops, there's something we can actually take to court. That's when you're gonna get in trouble having a YouTube channel and stuff like that. And at that point, it does not matter if you have a Part 107 or not. So you're better off getting caught if you're not a Part 107 than if you are a Part 107. Don't get caught if you're a Part 107 doing something really stupid. Greg Pittman, good to see you. Mike B, aka the Drone Ranger, hello, good to see you. Carolina Air Shots, good to see you. Flying Machines, and people are coming and going. Nice to see. Very nice to see. So I'm going to stop any talk about the FAA, Part 107, anything like that, and I'm going on all that 1 hour already. So I probably should just pretty much call it quits on that. So I apologize to anybody that just popped in here last minute. Mainly, all I wanted to do in this live stream was nip it in the bud that no, I am not totally quitting YouTube. I had considered just stop doing all the hot topics, which I pretty much already did, and just do live streams. And I was just going to do occasional videos on products I got, like laser engraver or e-bikes and drones and things like that when I got them. No, I've sat back, thought about it, and recap it all. Decided I am going to just try to continue to get more of the EV type stuff. Not so much just e-bikes, but like the unicycle, the hover billboards and things like that, the laser engravers, laser cutters, just fun things like that. And then, of course, stick to my live streams and doing the things I like to do on my live streams, and always have Chad along with me from time to time, and cut it up with him, and or occasionally have some of you on my live stream. I enjoyed doing that before Christmas. That was nice to have some of the people in the chat pop in on the live stream and get to see you and talk to you face to face, virtually, whatever you want to call it. For the very first time. I mean, some people I've interacted with for years and never once have seen them and spoken to them voice. Hearing their voice and them hearing, talking back and forth, blah, blah, blah. It's always just been text, or watching me on my channel, or if they have a channel, watching their videos of them flying, doing whatever they're doing. So, yeah, I'm just going through the very bottom. Okay. Yeah. Nothing to touch on to. Chad was in here. Chad came and went quick. Chad was in here networking. That's what he was doing. He was networking. Hey, I'm here. Hey, everybody. I'm here. Remember me? I'm just kidding. And remember, when you say you're just kidding, you're really not kidding. You're an asshole. According to one viewer, I say I'm just kidding a lot. And if you have to say I'm just kidding, it's because there's all these little babies that when you do say a joke, they take it the wrong way. So naturally, you learn just to say I'm just kidding because you offend so many people. And so then I had one viewer that backfired on me. And he said, well, if you have to say you're just kidding, you're not really kidding. And I take big offense to what you said. And well, whatever. But yeah, Joey, or Joe, see, I can't help it. I have to call you Joey. Love your Fix-It videos. And I like when I am successful at putting one of those out. But like I said, those are the biggest pain in the ass videos to do. I'm pretty anal about how I do those. I like them done to where it's just get right in there and let's just go. And then you run into little issues that you weren't expecting. When you're repairing drones, things happen, or you find another problem, and then it throws you off. And having to cut and dice all that stuff in editing is really a pain in the butt, because it's going to be a 3 or 4 hour, sometimes 5 hour repair, and then you want to knock that down to like an hour and a half, if it's an extensive type repair, especially like the one I did for the Evo 2. Holy hell. You have to completely tear apart the Evo 2 almost 100% just to replace a leg on that thing. Everything comes off. I mean, that thing is ridiculous, but I've done so many of them for other people. I waited to do that video, and that video was a lot simpler just because it just becomes so natural to you after a while. But some of these are so technical, it's where those are hard to do, bud. So it's going to be my hardest thing, is to get back into those, because you really have to be in a certain mood to really, definitely have to be in a creative mood to put those videos out. So, but yeah, we're over an hour, so let's go ahead and just call this quits. I didn't even finish my glass of wine here. I'm a weakling. At least take a big gulp. And say thank you, everybody, for popping in here. I really was kind of expecting maybe 20s, in the 20s, but we hit close to 40 people at one time, I think. 31 now, still hanging in here with me. That's what I appreciate most of all, is hardly advertise the fact that you're going to go live, and then all these people show up for a live. And especially the ones that watch it afterwards. It blows me away sometimes that 1,000 people go and watch your live stream. They don't watch the whole thing. Of course, you fast forward and stuff through there. We all do it. But it always fascinates me that so many people will go back and watch a live stream replay. So thank you, people, too. But most of all, always thank you guys here in the chat. Every one of you in here is a subscriber, because it's a subscriber only chat. So I do really appreciate you. I don't sit there and put too much into how many subscribers I get and have. I don't get all into that, because that'll drive you crazy. I'm just appreciative that people do show up, and people do watch, and people do interact. And the kind things that so many of you do, especially the ones that did the super chat in the past few live streams. There were some very generous ones. So I really do appreciate that, because you all know where that goes. It always goes to a very good cause. So let's go ahead and quit dragging feet here, get my finger on the button, and just tell everybody thanks again for coming to watch, and peace and love.